On a bright but very cold winter day, Miffy and Grunty were having fun throwing a ball back and forth in Miffy's garden. Snuffy was there too, running and jumping up, trying to catch the ball herself. Then, when Miffy threw the ball, Snuffy caught it in her mouth. Grunty had to laugh, and Miffy too. But when they wanted to continue to play with the ball, Snuffy did not listen to Miffy. "Snuffy, give me the ball," said Miffy. But Snuffy just ran away with it. Then Mother Bunny came out of the house and called, "Isn't it too cold for you to be outside, girls? Even the water in this flower pot is frozen. I have made some hot chocolate for you to warm you up again. Come in, girls." So Miffy and Grunty went in and enjoyed the delicious hot chocolate. Snuffy stayed outside, pushing and chasing the ball. Later, when the two girls were playing in Miffy's bedroom, they heard Snuffy barking and barking. And when they looked out of the window, they saw she was covered with snow. Everything was covered with snow. The snow had fallen so quickly that while they were inside playing, the whole world around them had suddenly become white. All excited, they ran to Mother Bunny. "Mother, Mother," said Miffy, "can't we go to the lake now? It will be so beautiful there, with the snow on the meadow, and maybe the lake will be frozen." "Yes, and we can take the ball too," said Grunty, "so Snuffy can play with it." Just then, Father Bunny arrived home and heard what the girls were saying. "I will drive you to the lake in the car, and I will test the ice on the lake to see if it is thick enough." So Miffy and Grunty and Snuffy all jumped into the car, and they drove to the lake. "Look," said Miffy, "the lake is frozen. We should have brought our ice skates." "Maybe you can bring them another day, Miffy," said Father Bunny. "But for now, I'm sure you'll have lots of fun playing with the ball in the snow." Father Bunny tested the ice. "If the weather stays cold, the ice will be thick enough to go skating in a few days," he said to the girls. "Good," said Grunty. "Let's throw the ball so Snuffy can run after it." That was their new game. Miffy and Grunty took turns throwing the ball out into the snow. And Snuffy had great fun too, slipping and sliding all over the icy snow, trying to catch the ball. She was having such fun. Then, when Miffy threw the ball again, it rolled away too far and onto the lake. "Oh no," said Miffy. "Now the ball is on the ice, and the ice isn't strong enough yet to carry us." But Snuffy had already gone after the ball. "No, Snuffy, the ice isn't strong enough yet," shouted Miffy. This time, Snuffy did stop and listen to Miffy. She turned around and ran back. They were all very relieved. "That was very good, Snuffy. In a few days, we will come back and get it for you." One day, Miffy and her friends were playing a game. Aggie was pretending to be ill and was lying in Miffy's bed with a thermometer under her arm. Miffy was the nurse. She pulled out the thermometer, looked at it, and gasped. "Doctor, doctor," called Miffy. "I think you should come and look at Aggie." Then Dr. Melanie came in and lifted Aggie's hand. "This could be serious," she said. "We must give Aggie some medicine." "Oh dear," said Miffy. "We have no medicine, doctor." So Melanie went to the kitchen and called out, "Mrs. Bunny, do you have some medicine we can give to Aggie?" Miffy's mother smiled, but she didn't want to spoil the game. She knew the little bunny girls liked to play doctor, so she said, "Well, I do have some excellent sweets. I'm sure they will make Aggie well in no time." And she gave Dr. Melanie a bowl full of colourful sweets. Melanie gave Aggie one of the sweets. She then gave one to Nurse Miffy, and of course, she took one for herself. "We have to be sure this is good medicine," she said. And then she said very loudly, "Aggie is so ill that she will need a lot of this medicine." At that very moment, Father Bunny came home from work. "What is that I just heard?" he said. "Aggie is ill? My goodness!" "Don't worry," whispered Mother Bunny. "The girls are just pretending. They're playing doctor." Father Bunny wanted to join in with the game too. "Well, well," he said. "I'm glad there is a doctor in our house. I'm not feeling so well myself." "Doctor, doctor," called Mother Bunny. "You have another patient here." So Dr. Melanie came in and felt Father Bunny's pulse. She said. She called out to Miffy, "Nurse Miffy, can you bring me my doctor's set?" Miffy came in carrying the case. "Here it is, Dr. Melanie." Then Melanie took out the stethoscope and placed it on Father Bunny's chest. She listened very carefully. She said again. "What seems to be the matter, Mr. Bunny?" "Well," Father Bunny replied, "I'm not feeling so good, and my ear is sore." And he rubbed his ear. "Right," said Dr. Melanie. "We will take care of that immediately." She took a bandage out of her set and asked Miffy to climb up onto a chair. Then she handed the bandage to Miffy, who carefully wrapped it around her father's ear. When she had finished, they all laughed because Father Bunny looked so different. Father Bunny was very proud of his beautiful bandage. "I think I have just the medicine for all of us," said Mother Bunny. "A large tub of ice cream." So Mother Bunny went to the fridge and came back with a tray with 5 bowls of ice cream. They all enjoyed the ice cream. "This is the best hospital I can imagine," said Father Bunny, and they all felt much, much better. One morning, Miffy woke up and looked out of her window to find that her garden was completely covered with white snow. She wanted to run out and play in it. "First, you must put on some warm clothes, Miffy," said Mother Bunny. So Miffy put on her woolen coat and scarf and ran out into the snow. "I think I'll make a snowman," thought Miffy, and she started to roll a ball of snow. Just then, Boris and Barbara Bear skied into Miffy's garden. "Good morning, Miffy," said Barbara. "Boris and I were out skiing, and we thought you might like to come too." "Oh, that would be fun," said Miffy. "I got a pair of skis for Christmas, but I haven't tried them yet." "Don't worry," said Boris. "We will teach you how to ski." Miffy was so excited. She ran into the house and got her skis. Boris held her while she put them on. "You look like a proper skier already," said Barbara. "Let's start at the easy level, on the flat ground." "Oh, look!" shouted Miffy happily. "I'm really skiing." But then she fell. Don't worry, Miffy, said Barbara. We've been skiing a long time, but we still fall down sometimes. Miffy picked herself up and was soon skiing along nice and smoothly. This is fun, said Miffy. Let's ski up the hill to Auntie Alice's house. Then we can ski downhill on the way home. So they began skiing up the hill, but Miffy kept sliding backwards. Boris helped Miffy and showed her how to point the skis outward so that they could grip the snow. I think I can do it, said Miffy. So she tried, and she found that it worked. It was hard work, and by the time they reached Auntie Alice's house, they were out of breath. Auntie Alice heard the swishing of snow and the huffing and puffing outside her house, and she came out to greet them. "Hello, mountain skiers," she said. "I think you all need a nice cup of hot chocolate." Boris, Barbara and Miffy took off their skis and went inside with Auntie Alice to enjoy some of her wonderful hot chocolate. "Thank you, Auntie Alice," said Miffy. "Now we are ready for the fun part, skiing down the hill." So they said goodbye to Auntie Alice and put their skis back on. "Be very careful skiing downhill," said Boris. "You have to learn how to slow down and not go too fast." But Miffy could hardly wait to start, and off she went, faster and faster down the hill. It was fun, but also a little scary. She forgot how to slow down, and when she came to a little hill, she flew right up into the air and landed in the snow. Boris and Barbara skied up to her. Miffy said, "This morning I wanted to make a snowman. Now I am a snowman myself." They all laughed. Miffy's father was very proud of the family car. He liked to clean it, and he loved to go driving in the clean car. "It's a dry, sunny day today," he said to Mother Bunny and Miffy, "so we can go for a drive, and my car won't get muddy." Miffy asked, "Where shall we go, Father?" "We could drive out into the countryside and stop by Auntie Alice's house. Perhaps she would like to come with us." "Oh, yes! It's fun when Auntie Alice comes," said Miffy, and off they went. At Auntie Alice's house, Miffy and Father Bunny went out of the car. They saw a note on the door. Father Bunny read it aloud. "I'm off to visit Boris and Barbara Bear. Back later." "Well, why don't we go to Boris and Barbara's house as well?" said Miffy. So they set off into the woods where Boris and Barbara lived. There were many fallen leaves on the way, and driving along made them twirl up and settle all over Father Bunny's clean car. "Oh well," said Father Bunny as they drove along. "It's only a few leaves, and they can be easily wiped off." Close to Boris and Barbara's house, they turned a corner, and before Father Bunny could see it, the car drove over a pile of thorny bushes. Sssss, went one of the car's tires. "Oh dear," said Mother Bunny. "One of our tires has been punctured." "Who could have put those thorny bushes in the middle of the way?" said Father Bunny. "We came upon them so suddenly, I had no time to stop." Just then Boris came running out to them, carrying a rake. "Hello," he shouted. "I heard the noise and wondered what happened. I'm so glad to see you're safe. I was clearing away all the dead thorn bushes and was just about to rake them out of the way, but I see that I'm too late." "Oh well," said Father Bunny. "We do have a spare tire in the boot of our car, so it's not a problem. I will help you change the tyre. It was hard work and very dirty. And Father Bunny's suit had got all dirty. When the new tyre was on the car, Auntie Alice came by. "Hello," said Auntie Alice. "What are you doing here?" "We were coming to see you and Barbara," said Miffy. "Oh dear," said Auntie Alice. "I'm already on my way home. It's a long walk and it will be dark soon." "We're late because we had a flat tyre, but now we've fixed it, so we will be happy to drive you home," said Father Bunny. "Oh, thank you," said Auntie Alice. "That is very kind." So off they went with the new tyre and Auntie Alice. It started to rain, and soon the ground became very muddy. By the time they dropped Auntie Alice off and arrived back home, their car was covered in mud. Miffy said to Father Bunny, "Father, it was so good that you cleaned your car this morning." And everyone laughed. In the autumn, the leaves began to fall off the trees. One day, Mother Bunny looked out of the window and said, "Miffy, would you like to help me clear up the leaves? We can't let them lie on the grass all through the winter." "Oh, yes, Mother," said Miffy. "Clearing the leaves will be fun." So Mother and Daughter Bunny each took a rake and began to rake up the leaves. Soon all the leaves had been cleared into a large pile. "You have worked very hard, Miffy," said Mother Bunny. "Come inside and I'll make you a nice cup of hot chocolate." While Miffy and her mother were inside the house, Snuffy came into the garden. She saw the big pile of leaves and thought it was there for her to have fun with. Soon the garden was once again full of leaves. "Oh, Snuffy," said Miffy, running out. "I know you are having fun, but we worked so hard to rake up all those leaves." But of course Snuffy didn't understand. She just wagged her tail and gave a couple of happy barks. Then Mother Bunny came out and said, "Snuffy, if you sit quietly and wait while Miffy and I rake up all the leaves again, then we will give you a nice bone." So Miffy and her mother once again raked up all the leaves into a big pile. It was even harder work the second time. "Now, Snuffy," said Miffy, "you were a good dog this time and didn't jump into our pile of leaves. So you deserve your tasty bone, and we deserve some lemonade." And they all went inside. Later that day, Miffy was surprised to see that the garden was once again covered with leaves. "Oh dear," she thought, "now I will have to rake those leaves for the third time." But then she saw that the pile of leaves in the corner of the garden was still there. "Where did those leaves come from?" she asked her mother. "Those are not the same leaves we raked up today," said Mother Bunny. "There were still many leaves left on the branches, and now the last of them have fallen. When we rake them up this time, the job will be finished." But Miffy was too tired to do any more raking that day. She went to bed and dreamt all night about millions of leaves blowing in the wind. When she awoke the next morning, she was surprised to find that the garden was completely free of leaves. They had all disappeared. "Mother!" shouted Miffy with great excitement. "The leaves are all gone! What happened to them?" "There was a strong wind during the night," said her mother. "Didn't you hear it?" "I dreamt about the wind," said Miffy, "but I didn't think the dream was real." "It was real," said her mother, "and this time the wind helped us. It blew all the leaves away. And now that all the leaves have fallen off, we won't have to rake them again this year." Miffy was very, very pleased.
Miffy, 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 run! With her friends she's having fun. Snuffy, Grunty, Boris Bear, Poppy Pig,